My name is Ella Crow. I'm a freshman at the University of North Georgia in Oconee. I grew up in a loving Christian family, going to church every Sunday, but never really having a relationship with God. That changed last August in my senior year of high school when my friend Emily Hemingway invited me and some of my friends to go to Vertical Reality. I was so skeptical about going at first because I knew no one else from Athens Church, but my two other best friends who she invited were also going, so that encouraged me to say yes. That weekend changed my life in the best way possible. In high school and even now, I struggle with anxiety and putting my identity into worldly relationships, but that weekend showed me that walking with Jesus through those struggles is so much better. I saw firsthand the impact that God has on my generation and truly felt his never-ending love and faithfulness. I gave all of my struggles to Jesus that weekend and allowed him to show me the way because his way is so much better. After VR, I immediately joined a small group at Athens Church. I met so many amazing people, and Athens Church became my new home. I would attend everything I could to grow my relationship with God. January of last year, I was faced with challenges when my mom, who is also my best friend and the most godly woman I knew, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She was the strongest warrior in such a hard battle. Although my mom lost her battle in February, I will always remember how selfless she was during that time and how she still made it to church every Sunday. During this time, I soon realized how easy it would be to turn away from God and blame him in this tough time. But instead, I used it as an opportunity to grow my faith. I prayed more frequently, and he surrounded me with a community and a church. God was my source of strength, and I found comfort in his presence. I would be lying if I said that it was easy and that I don't still struggle, but Jesus does not need you to be perfect in order for you to come to him. He makes it worth it because he is always there for me to lean on at every moment through the good and bad. The love he has for his children is like no other, and I know his plan for me is so much better than any plan I have for myself. I want to say thank you to Emily Hemingway because I wouldn't be here without her encouragement, my amazing friends, my incredible, strong, and loving family, and my mom, who is such an inspiration to me. I am here today to publicly profess that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
It was about a year ago today, around today, this month, that you showed up here for the first time. You showed up to Inside Out for the first time. And what caught me about your story is that you caught fire really fast. You started growing and changing unbelievably fast. You started walking with God, learning that you love him and that he loves you, and you caught fire so fast. And then in January, you had to walk through one of the hardest seasons of your life, through a season that no one should ever have to walk through. And from my perspective, Ella, when I look at your story, I see undeniable grace. That there is a sovereign God who knows you, loves you, and knows your story and knew what was coming. And months prior to that would pull you closer than you've ever been pulled to him before. I see it as undeniable grace. Because in January, you did walk through that season, but you walked through it with hope. You walked through it with strength. You walked through it with peace that everyone in this room has to look at your story now and ask why. And you know why. It's because you believe in a God that loves you and is going to hold you forever. And so I've got two truths for you that I want you to hold on to for the rest of your life. Ella, number one is that God is a good dad, and he will only ever be that to you. And number two is that in your story, you talk about when your mom lost her battle. Ella, your mom at this moment is more alive than she's ever been. And I want you to know that. And so Ella, it is my honor and my privilege to baptize you in the name of the Father that loves you, the Son who gave his life for you, and the Spirit that very clearly lives inside of you.